What's going on, traders? This is Jack with the Trading Tribe, and today we are back at it with another trade recap or mid-trade breakdown where we're going to go through a record trade I am in currently on the ES futures, which is the futures market for the S&P 500. This is one of my favorite markets to swing trade in, on the future side at least. So wanted to break down a trade I caught. Still in the trade currently. You can see I'm up about 7.7 or so $1,000 on this trade. And if we look at the actual trade itself, this is kind of a typical trade that we caught in the room. So what we actually did was we caught this hourly reversal on ES. And so the way we'll typically play these, and my video last on the channel is actually a good video to watch before this. So if you have not seen how kind of we traded last week, that's actually really important here. But just to quickly summarize, right, ES has been really downtrending on this hourly time frame here on the right and on the left. And what we basically did was we waited for this hourly time frame to stop dropping. And so last week we can see we really just consolidated in this range on ES. There were great trades to catch, right? We caught the bottom kind of in the range here on that Wednesday move. So really good trade last week as well on ES. But at the end of the day, when you're seeing a downtrend in ES and you want to catch these reversals, what we want to do is we want to wait for this downtrend to actually stop. And we can see this white trend line kind of signifies those higher lows or the downtrend stopping. And then really ever since that big move up last week, you'll notice we've actually stopped dropping and we've started to go up. And that's really kind of the signal for this hourly reversal setup, where typically when we do this, right, because the S&P 500 typically goes up over time, and because we're not in kind of a recession or a really long-term dropping type of market, typically these are actually really good buying opportunities. And so that's exactly what we did, right? We waited for this market to stop dropping. Then we used these moving averages as a really nice entry point for kind of getting into the trade. And then as you can see today, right, another really big move up. We've gone from 53.70 all the way to 54.50. So we're almost up 100 points in just one session. Even this morning, right, you could tell some really nice buying momentum kind of into the market, and it's already paid really well. So I only took it with 2 contracts, but I do have a really nice profit on it already. I have a lot of risk on the trade as well. So you'll notice the stop loss, we typically want it under this trend line, since the trend line really is marking kind of where that low could be, right? We can expect a pullback, obviously, at some point for ES. So in order for it to get to this profit target we have up at all-time highs, we are going to need to give it some room, right? The risk to reward is still great. This is like a 3 or 4 to 1. But yeah, you do need to give it quite a bit of room, just because this is kind of a longer term swing trade that might take a few days because of how much range we actually have. So we have about 250 points left to get up to our target. I do see this trend line also kind of being a pretty tricky resistance area, as well as these last couple key levels where we've pivoted quite a bit in the past, expecting some turbulence right up at these 3 kind of areas along the way. But I think as long as CPI comes out positive tomorrow, or in the middle tomorrow, right, this trend should stay intact. I'll keep the channel posted too on maybe a subsequent video, just based on kind of how this trade actually ends up. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel for a lot more content like this. We'll kind of go through my trades and the ways I actually capitalize in the futures market. So thanks everyone for joining, and we'll chat next time.